Good evening. Out on a solo tonight, and I'm doing the German Flecktarn camp. Whew. The reasons why it's solo, the reasons why it's midweek, although the video won't be out till probably the weekend. I'll tell you when I get there. Going to a site that I've used before, but not for about a year. I'm just hoping no one's found it and trashed it. I'll bring you back when I get there. Right, I've made it. Someone's been here. Not ideal. Not too bad, but yeah, it won't be like this when I leave, let's put it that way. Reasons for midweek. I've got something else to do at the weekend, and I've been planning to do it, you know, around now, this German camp. And this morning, storm warning on the weather. Now in theory it shouldn't get here till the morning, so I should be alright as long as I'm packed up and out reasonably sharp. Let's just hope it doesn't speed itself up as it comes flying up the coast and gets here early, because I don't really want my shelter taking off in the middle of the night with storm force winds. But yeah, should be fun. Get organised, I suppose. There's the bricks for the fire surround. They've always been here, but after using them, I hide them up behind a big tree where you'll see in a minute. Someone's just left them out. You can see the bricks for a bloody mile off when you're walking through this section of the woodland. So it's, you know, it's pretty obvious what's going on. That's just silly leaving them out. You do get a lot of people walking through here. It is like a public park. You get a lot of dog walkers and that sort of thing this end, which is another reason why I've come in late. Hopefully they're all at home having their dinner. So yeah, I wasn't impressed to see them at a distance. Normally they're stacked around behind this tree. Big old water bottle been left there by someone. Some mortar bricks are there. Looks like someone has set up a cooking stand type thing over the top of the fire at some point. A load of wood stacked behind there. That's normally where I hide the bricks around that side. Oh well, it's all stuff for me to tidy. A lot of dead wood been dragged down in here, so I'm not going to have to go far for firewood. Yeah, not too bad. I've seen worse campsites. At least there was no rubbish walking in, I suppose. As you can see, I've set him up nice and open. Although the forecast isn't brilliant, it's actually very mild. And being canvas, I think if I had it in its normal sort of tent shape, I'd be cooking. I really would. That'll let me some airflow in. I've brought the hiking poles purely because they're adjustable. I'll have it set up high like that for now. If I have a little shower, of course, I can sit under it. And then maybe last thing at night, I'll just lower them down to their minimum, so that front edge will be half that height and sloped this way for water runoff. But for the time being, that's how we are until I sort out my sleeping stuff inside. Have a quick look around the back. There we go, that's the view from the rear, shall we say. So the tent half at the back, or poncho half at the back, is in, you know, normal sort of height, roughly normal sort of setup, but they're only buttoned together at the ridge line, not on the ends, which has enabled me to fly the other half. There's like a bit of a porch area, and I've just bungeed the flaps to the side to pull them out a bit, just give me a bit more room in there. It can all be adjusted very quickly if the weather changes. Right, it's just after 7 o'clock, about 7:15. Just until the sun goes down and I can sort of guarantee there's no one in here walking a dog or whatever. I've just gone with a bit of netting for the end there, the open end, facing the direction that the walkers are most likely to be, sort of directly behind me. That's the nearest footpath. No danger the other side, it's just too thick. No one ever will get through there. In fact, I could have camped down in the much thicker stuff, but there's a little stream down there, it's a bit marshy down there, there's going to be God knows how many mozzies and whatever, there's enough up here. And of course, so here is the ready-made fire pit, and I know, you know, there's a bit of flat ground, etc. So I opted for here. Not the most stealthy, but it should be fine in an hour or so when everyone's buggered off. Right, quickie look, show you what I'm using. Obviously one of the Flecktarn bags. Busy. Thought it'd be prudent to bring it, especially seeing the weather forecast, in case it does get a bit interesting under here. This will help keep you dry. No sleeping bag tonight. German poncho liner instead. So I shouldn't get too hot, because although the forecast isn't brilliant, it's very mild. Just a normal decathlon pillow and airbed underneath. It should be toasty in that. Now I better get on, process some firewood before it gets any darker. Right, that should be enough kindling to get her going. Now I just need to cut some proper logs. Right, that's enough wood cut for tonight. I haven't done a lot. Not only is this a bit of a sort of stealthy location, but also it's so mild. I don't need the heat. It's more a a case of using the smoke to keep the midges at bay. So what are we now? Just coming up for 8 o'clock. I'll like that in a minute. But it's coffee time now. Little reward for cutting all that wood. That massive amount of about 6 logs. Right, I've just come back away from camp a bit just to see how we're looking, how we're situated. It's looking much better now the sun is going down. It's still about an hour or so before sundown, and the sun is shining sort of straight through camp. But sitting in the shadow there, old German camo's doing its job. If anything, I can see the green camo net more than I can the tent. But yeah, it's blending in okay. That'll do. Oh, that's nice. That's better. Don't know whether you can hear the traffic. It's the only downside of this location. I'm only about, I don't know, 150, 200 metres from the main road. So yeah, it's quite a constant hum of traffic at the moment. It is just after 8, so it should be on the way from, you know, dying down. All the evening rush, people going home from work. Another hour or so, hopefully that will have quietened down some. But hey, you know, I don't mind. I live in the town, to be honest. I sort of tune it out, if that makes sense. I don't really notice it. It's only when I, you know, stop and listen that I hear the traffic. So it's not the end of the world to me. Gonna light that fire in a minute. Bloody midges are really coming out now. They are annoying me. Some smoke is needed. Right, let's get some smoke on the go. Oh, running low on cotton wool. Just remember to fill my bag up again. A lot of people say this is cheating, but I'll just call it using your head. After all, why struggle? First go, my word. Let's hope that tinder isn't too damp after all that rain we've had. Should be okay. Get enough air underneath it. Oh, don't you go out on there, you rat bag. Don't you dare. Good to go now, just because I've got the blowpipe out. God, I haven't struggled so much to get a fire going in ages. It's that bloody thunderstorm we had the other night. Everywhere is so damp. Even it seems even if you split the wood, it's still damp. But it looks like we're going now. Right, fire's going. Shelter's up. Bed's ready. Time for a beer. But unusually for me, oh, a bit frothy, only one. Some might say it's a bit daft, but I have this strict policy of only one beer when I'm solo. Mainly because being a bit accident prone, if I did something silly and got injured or whatever, I need to get out of here. I need to drive home. No one to rely on. So in my mind, it makes sense for a single. If you like having more when you're solo, that's entirely up to you. It's just me. It's just how my head works. I feel more comfortable having just the one beer, and need another drink, I can always have another coffee. First solo for a while. Nice. I do miss having other people though. I'm too much of a chatty bastard. At least I've got you to talk to. You know, taking up some of the time. Oh, that Hobgoblin Ruby. That is nice, you know. As many of you may know, I'm a bit of a cider fan really, but that's nice. Still hear that bloody traffic. 9 o'clock now. Haven't they got homes to go to? Mind you, I'm saying that. I'm out in a tent in the woods and I've got a perfectly good home. The things we do for entertainment. Very relaxed now. Everything's done. Just enjoying my beer. No cooking tonight, because as I was coming out late, I didn't come out till about 7, I think it was. I had my dinner before I came. I've got some noodles and stuff with me if I get hungry, but I don't think I will. I had quite a substantial meal before coming out. So very easy camp, which is in some ways how it should be, isn't it? Just relaxed and enjoying yourself. Right, I'll speak to you in a bit. I've got the little baby but very bright torch with me today if I need it. Just about make that out. It's down on low. Let's ramp him up. That's full power. Pretty impressive. Don't mind shining it that way because there's no houses or nothing that way. But let's take him back down to stealth mode. Just had a fox screaming just up through them trees. But of course, as soon as I put the camera on, it stops. Isn't that typical? The only other noisy thing, I don't know whether it keeps still long enough, there's a bug, a big moth. Why stick that there? Can you see him? There he is. Bloody great thing. Keeps headbutting my lamp. He's flown off now. Maybe he's got confused because there's two lights on. The ones that you're seeing buzzing about now are just ordinary moths. But he was massive. Really, really big. Ah, there he is. He's on my sleeve. I'm sorry it's a bit overexposed. I'm very close to the camera. I can't move, otherwise I'll fall out my chair. Go on. Bugger off. Sorry about the moths. They're attracted to the light on the camera. It's time for me to turn in. What time are we? Nearly 10:30. That's quite respectable, I think, for a solo. It's always easier when there's other people. You know, you sit around the fire chatting and time flies, but a bit different when you're on your own. Brought my chair under cover. The boots go up on the chair, out the way so I don't get things creeping in them in the night. And brought my pack in here. I've got my German fleece I can put on there just in case it gets chilly in the night. I think I'm going to be fine, but it's there to hand, so it's no big deal. Oh, one other thing. Empty my pockets. Several times before now. I've got to bed and not done that, and then woke up in the night because I've turned over and something's stuck in me. That's better. Okay, I'm in the old Miltech bivvy. Just me poncho liner. I should, in theory, be plenty warm enough. Surprised how much heat the bivvy adds. As I say, I've got a fleece with me. I can stick on if it did turn a bit chilly in the night, but I don't think it will. I should be fine. I'll soon know if I get too hot, because of course I'll get condensation in here. They don't breathe as well as the British Army ones, but they're still pretty good, as long as you don't overheat. That's when the problem occurs. Right, I'll see you in the morning. Put that light out before I get mobbed with any more bloody bugs. See ya. Good morning. Well, it's early. It's very early actually. It's 4:30 in the morning. I just woke up because I needed a wee, and the wind's got up. Not bad yet, but it's got up. No rain at the moment, so as I'm awake, I think I'm just going to take advantage, make myself a cup of coffee, get myself a bit woken up, and take all this down, pack my stuff, and then disappear out of here first light. Say it is due to get quite rough and stormy, you know, early in the morning. So not ideal being awake at 4:30 in the morning, but maybe it's actually going to work out quite well. No point in trying to settle back down now. Yeah, just gonna have a coffee and then do some stuff. Right, I'm not sure quite how well this is going to show because it's still dark, but someone asked me about the breathability
of the Miltech bivy bag compared with the British Army one. The British Army one is more breathable because it's proper Gore-Tex, where this isn't. But saying that, I don't normally shut the top. I normally, you know, have my head out like that. But last night the mosquitoes were driving me nuts, so I did actually shut it up just to, you know, keep them off me. Been closed up all night, even around the head area here. Bone dry. No dampness on the poncho liner, no dampness on the pillow. Basically, no condensation. But as I've said before, I think that's purely because I wasn't overheating. If you got too hot in there, you will cause condensation, as I've found in the past. Right, the rain has started, off and on. It's, just having little heavy showers. I've packed everything from inside, just the ground mat down there. I'm just going to have a quick smoke and then pull the shelter down, stick it all in that carry bag that I brought because it's obviously wet now. Try and keep it separate from the dry stuff in there, which is going to be a bit weird to carry out. I've found with this pack, because it rides so high, you have to put all your heavy stuff in the bottom for it to be comfortable. But because I wanted to leave the shelter up to stay dry, everything soft is packed in there and the shelter's going to be at the top. So it's going to feel a bit top heavy on the way up, but hey, I can't do nothing about that now. I don't know whether you see it in this light. You can see how well the water is beading on the outside of the canvas where it was fab sealed. Seems to be working well, unlike the weather. Right, let's crack on. Somebody likes the rain. Fat old Mr. Slug. Ugh. Bag packed and rain cover deployed. Can't really see. It's not quite as dark as it is on camera. It's light enough I can see around now. But that's where the shelter was. I've got rid of the bricks around the fire. That old steel car wheel can stay there. But everything's been sort of packed away, tidy in the corner, so it's, you know, it's not obvious until you're on top of it. It's getting light now. Time to head out. That rain's eased off a bit now. Typical now, I'm all packed and walking, but it is constant, it's setting, and the longer I leave it, the wetter that canvas is going to get, and the longer it's going to take me to dry out. So that's a job for when I get home. Right, German camp complete, and I'm afraid due to the weather and packing up early, I wasn't able to show you everything I wanted. But that's the way it goes sometimes. With it being canvas and so on, I'll have to do it again in the winter time. Oh, no good filming under here. It's a bit dark. I'll do a bit more in a minute. Right, it's getting light now, and if you can hear that funny noise, I'm actually underneath a road bridge for a bit of shelter. It's the traffic going over the top. That's where I was, in that wood there. It's a bit of a slippery bank coming up out. Now it's raining with a heavy pack, slippery underfoot. That was a bit entertaining. Whew. Bit out of breath, never mind.
not too far back to the car. Oh, phone's not happy with these light conditions. Sorry about that. So yeah, not really the ending I wanted for you, but I'll do it again at some point. Hopefully when it's not going to rain and it's a bit colder. The canvas is more suitable for that. Right, thanks for watching, guys.